Good evening and welcome to Frames. I'm Jim Eltoff. Tonight from the St Louis Filmmakers Showcase. This is an annual event put on by Cinema St. Louis that draws well over 100 entries, everything from features and documentaries to short films and experimental films of all kinds. We're going to see a scary movie and a fabulous cartoon. First up, Alexander Hernandez has brought us a film tonight, a very creepy and stylish film called Strings that he directed, co-wrote, and co-edited. Alexander, welcome. Thanks for being with us. Can I assume you're a fan of horror movies? Is this kind of your genre, your thing, or is this a one-off?
Oh, I love it. I've loved horror since my younger days. Tales from the Crypt, all those Outer Limits. It was all just a passion for me. So that kind of rolled over into this.
Your film begins with a send-up of reality TV, a show called Spirit World. Where did you get that idea? Where did that come from? Because it really frames the story, I think.
Thank you. A lot of it has to do with, there's a lot of ghost hunter films that are actually filmed in St. Louis, especially in Main Street in St. Charles. There's that ghost hunter show.
Yeah.
And so from there we realized that was a great thing to kick it off with, because to have people go one direction and then twist it would be really fun.
Expect it to be just blah, blah, blah. Here's TV, ghosts, got the psychic there. Oh, but then look out. As in a lot of thrillers, the music is really important in this film. It really sets the scene and builds the tension. Who did the score?
The score was myself and Stephen Klein that made the film with me. We actually did a lot of research on the internet trying to find the right songs. So we've listened to hundreds and hundreds of tunes just to pick out the right one. And we finally boiled it down to, I think it was 3 or 4 of them for each scenario. Yeah. And then from there, we actually dwindled it down.
A lot of work, put that music together. All right, I don't want to give anything away about this film. Is there anything you'd like to say to set us up?
If you're a fan of Tales from the Crypt, then you'll get a good laugh out of this. You'll get a kick out of it.
All right, hold on to your hats, keep calm. Let's watch Strings.
All right, everybody get set and action.
Hi, I'm Charles Dell.
And I'm Ashley Smith.
The owner of 708 recently contacted us to step inside and take a look. There have been rumors, sightings, and even contact with the spiritual world inside these doors. We will be spending the night here to bring you the facts. Are the stories true?
So join us for a special episode of Spirit Watch as we bring to you the St. Louis Puppeteer. Joining us today is world-renowned and vastly sought-after medium, Mr. Tim Reddings. Tim?
As I walk this sidewalk, I can sense the evil beyond those walls. If I put my hand up here, I can smell the stench of death. It's lurked these streets for many years. You two are in grave danger. You go in there.
Why?
What's wrong?
I won't go past the doorway.
Mr. Reddings, could you...
Come back.
Well, there you have it. Looks like we're going to be having a very interesting episode tonight on Spirit Watch. So if you'll join us a little bit later, we will be heading inside 708 to see if we can make contact with the proclaimed puppeteer.
Cut. Ross!
I need a break.
Did I nail it?
Beautiful!
Great. I feel you did really good.
Oh yeah. Well, how about my shillings?
There you go.
Charlie, real. Again?
I know, I'm sorry. I'll get you back. You know I'm good for it.
Yeah, you're always good for
Okay,
it.
I get it. I'm sorry.
It was
Thank
fun
you.
anyway. Ashley, ladies, I do like your glasses.
Let's get a move on. Looks like we might get some weather here in a moment.
Righteous.
be down in a few minutes.
I'll know the truck and get set up. We won't be here long. Hey.
Mr. Walsh, can you explain to us the story of the St. Louis Puppeteer?
The Puppeteer. Most ruthless gangster in town. 1938. They say he could manipulate anybody, make him do anything he wanted. But his lust for power, his greed for ambition, it knew no end. One evening, he invited all the crime lords from all the gangs in St. Louis to a poker game. Right here, he brought out his favorite liquor. He even provided some female entertainment for the boys. Once they started enjoying themselves, he strolled back to the bar, and his most beloved dancer, Vanessa, tossed him his shotgun.
Is that the reason this place is haunted?
No. That was just the start. When he turned, pulled the trigger, all he heard was click. Vanessa had double-crossed him. So they went to work. First one to get to him almost strangled him to death with their bare hands. Next one grabbed the shotgun, broke his jaw, broke his legs. And then another one took a serrated pocket knife out, cut out his tongue. They did every sick and twisted thing they could think of that night. They even filled his stomach with motor oil. There was no end to the things they did when they murdered them that night. And it was agreed right then that no one would ever utter the name of the Puppeteer ever again.
Wait. You said murdered them.
The dancer, Vanessa. She was too big a risk. She'd already talked. So they ripped her mouth open and beat her to death. The thing was, though, Vanessa had a daughter, 7 years old. She'd had to bring her with her that night. No one knows what happened to her. So it wasn't until after they reopened this place that the sightings began.
Thanks again for letting us use your place.
No problem.
What time do you say you'll be back tomorrow?
I'll be back around 8 tomorrow.
Hey, think we'll find anything?
I hope so.
I have found something in my research that I'm going to read to you guys. When all is dark, without a sound, if you say his name, he'll surely be found. But when you call out, Puppeteer, you better run fast or face your fears.
Can you stop?
So,
What do you think my chances are with Charles?
Who gives a shit? Guys, are we ready to go?
I'm good out here. Nothing too exciting. Gary, you better not be eating my damn chips.
Kara, can you go check the camera in the back bar?
All right, I'll be back.
Ash, you ready to go?
Let's do this. Okay, everybody. I'm in the dressing room now where Vanessa was beaten and then thrown into a freezer. Other than being extremely creepy, guys, anybody drop a tape recorder? What? Don't think so.
Not mine.
Another Teams, maybe?
He waits till you're alone. My team's gone. I'll never make it out of here alive. He waits till you're alone. He's here.
My headset's messing up. Is Ashley screaming?
Yeah, alright guys, real funny.
Hello, Derek.
He hurts.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Who's out here?
Ashley? 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 Please wake up! Wake up! Ashley, come on!
Mommy, where are you? I'm scared. Mommy.
Get me out of here, please. No! No! No!
You said you were the tailor.
Who's in my theater? Tell me I'm beautiful. He's going to rip your tongue out.
Ashley!
What did you think you were gonna see? I'm going to rip the skin from your face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, come on over. Yeah, right now's good. Well, what's that? You gonna see anything? Never know, huh? You might be the lucky one. Yeah.
We've been watching Strings, a film directed, co-written, and co-edited by my guest, Alexander Hernandez. Nice work, totally creepy. There's something about this film that to me feels totally realized. It feels like a feature film, although it's about 16 minutes. Mm-hmm. The story within the story, and the old guy with the flashback, and back in the 30s, and the day, and that all develops, and it's really fine writing, I think, as well as well shot. And that's you and your partner who wrote it?
Correct.
The special effects, a lot of blood flying around. Is this something you guys had done before that you were particularly good at? Because, I mean, it flows like a Tales from the Crypt comic.
Thank you. We had a couple of makeup artists come on set. Haley Hall was on set as well. And we literally had them, we had to track down the right people for the blood and effects. It's not just us throwing it on people. We had to get people that know what they're doing. So we brought her on, and what she did was phenomenal work, as you could tell.
Yeah.
That was a lot of our makeup artists who spent a lot of time, just a lot of detailed work.
A real pro.
Correct.
She really did a nice job. Good cast, too. I especially like the phony psychic at the beginning. Who is he, and where'd you find him?
Scott Dunn, and what the greatest, I'm glad you bring that up, because the entire film was done except the beginning. So we had Scott Dunn, we invited him over, it's the first time I met him. Want you to be a part of this project. We have you as the psychic in the beginning, but here's the film. So as soon as they enter the building to the very end, he watched it all. And then we said, all right, can you come with us to film the beginning? And he jumped on board right away.
I feel a presence. And the old guy who tells the story of the puppeteer, who's that?
Joe Hanrahan. Okay. He does a lot of plays around here in St. Louis.
I thought he looked familiar.
Really good guy, easy to communicate with, talk to. He's just very well-rounded, and he really gets into the role. He sold it. He sold that entire part.
Yeah, he really did. A terrific piece of work. What's up next for you? You got more movies to come? You working on anything in particular?
As of right now, I do plan on shooting a sci-fi called Baxter and Me. It's going to go with a lot of small props and visual effects. It's going to be a space adventure that I'm really excited about with the little 80s video game nostalgia. So I'm really excited to get that going, but I don't want to give away too much.
No. We look forward to it. We'll wait. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being with us. Coming up next, something completely different.
Take me to your leader.
Okay, but Tiffany's totally gonna flip. I'm supposed to be putting up these posters for her.
Tiffany! Tiffany 2, who is this?
To wrap up the show tonight, a very, very funny and technically dazzling film called Tiffany. And with me, one of the creators of the film, Sean Esser. Welcome, Sean, and congratulations on a terrific piece of work.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't really understand anything about animation, but seeing Tiffany, it looks like The Incredibles or Despicable Me. How do you make a film like this? What's involved?
Okay, so basically, the pipeline is very similar to a film like The Incredibles. So we start with ideation and coming up with a funny, good concept. Yeah. And then from there, we storyboarded the entire film with just drawing by drawing, and figured out like all the shots and story beats. And then from there, we took it to the computer where we used various 3D programs to build the characters, animate the shots, and do all the special effects.
Wow, it so hangs together. But there was drawing scene by scene, and then you brought in the computers and made it into a 3D animation?
Yeah, in pre-production, the drawing was involved in order to get the story down. Yeah. And then we did a lot of concept art and coming up with character designs and environment designs.
Pictures of characters and scenes and so on.
Yeah, of how the film, how we think it'll look in production. And then, but after the pre-production stage, the whole production's in the computer and it's just 3D, work,
Wow. Well, let's just call it movie magic. And let's watch Tiffany.
Needs more pink.
Take me to your leader.
But Tiffany's totally gonna flip. I'm supposed to be putting up these posters for her.
Tiffany! Tiffany 2, who is this?
Queen?
That's right. I'm running for Earth City Prom Queen. True, though, it's not like there is any competition. Hey! In your short, green, bald-headed dreams, Pipsqueak. What, are you gonna blow dry me today? Anyway, you have no chance of beating me at the polls. Tiffany 2, get this green thing out of here. Tiffany 2!
Right away, Tiffany.
Now that we've all settled down.
Come on, geezer. I'm not getting any younger.
And the winner is Tiffany!
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Number 2.
What?
What?
I won?
Who graciously agreed not to sue the school.
This is all your fault, you deranged Christmas elf!
You imbeciles. The sympathy vote always wins. After all these years of playing the Gretchen to your Regina, I'm finally Tiffany number 1!
We've been watching Tiffany, a film by Sean Esser and his team. Sean, aside from the technique, which was awesome, this is a very funny movie.
Thank you. Yeah.
It really just had me chuckling the whole way. The alien, Morp?
Meet Morp, yeah.
Meet Morp, who's an idiot who's apparently wants to conquer the galaxy.
Yeah.
Funny little guy.
Yeah.
And our prom queen, everything you would want in a prom queen. Tiffany, number 1. I mean, she's dumb. She's shallow, she's self-absorbed, she's mean, and she's a lead.
Yeah, yeah, heavily drawing from like Mean Girls or Heathers or Election, yeah, those teen comedies.
But she gets her comeuppance.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You guys did this film at something called the Ringling School of Art and Design in Sarasota. What's that about? Ringling like in circus? Because, I mean, there's Sarasota headquarters.
Yeah, no, well, the school actually was like, the land was given from the Ringling family, and the Ringling family is everywhere in Sarasota, just like the Bush family, and Anheuser-Busch is all over St. Louis.
Yeah.
But the school itself is a art school that, yeah, it's very big into like computer animation, game art, film, illustration, motion graphics, etc.
So were you a student, or are you a student there? Or
Yeah.
some of your team there?
Yeah, me and my 2 teammates, Zara and Caitlin, we were both students there, and we graduated this May, in computer animation.
And this was their hardware, their gear that you used to make Tiffany?
Yeah, well, they provided us a variety of software from Autodesk Maya to Pixar's RenderMan, in order to complete the film. Yeah, so it's heavily connected and has a lot of technology.
And if you wanted to make another film, another animated film, where would you go? What would you do to get the computer power that you need to make it? This is not something you have in your room at home.
Yeah, no, it isn't. Yeah, it definitely would be a much more of a grassroots effort than at the school, because the school, everything is handed to you. But for us, we would definitely have to try and figure out how to do it on a budget.
Well, what's next with you? Are you making more films? Do you have plans?
So right now, my teammates and I, we're trying to promote the film, enter it in film festivals and such, and we're all trying to get a job within the animated video game film industry. We all want to work within animation or special effects.
So you're like applying at Pixar and Disney and all those places?
Yeah, places like that, yeah, and hopefully get an entry-level position there and go from there.
Show them your work. Yeah. You shouldn't have any problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you
for being,
so much.
very much for being with us. And thank you for watching. I'm Jim Eltoff. I'll see you next time on HEC TV.